Hello, thank you for staying with me. This is lesson 5, and this lesson will be going through data handling. How do you handle data efficiently, especially when you're working with large data set in Excel? All the tips and tricks for you to save hundreds of hours and be efficient. Now, the very first thing that we're going to talk about in data handling is sorting. Sorting. Now, what do I mean by sorting? Now, when you have data in Excel, if you take a look at this data on the screen, there are times that you may want to sort depending on what you want to achieve. You may want to sort from ascending, that is from the smallest to largest, and vice versa, and so many other ways in which you can use to sort. Now, if you want to sort data, what you do is that you want to click, for example, let's say we want to use this column A, to sort the column of type ID to sort. You can just click on it, and then you head to your under the home tab. You come to sort and filter. You see this, we call it sort and filter. Now when you click on it, there are options for you already, and you know, like I said, that Excel is very smart. It's quickly identified that that you want to sort by numbers, and that's given you the option that you can sort from smallest to largest, from largest to smallest. Now if you click on this column 2 that contains letters, names, now if you go back to the sort and filter, you see that you have A to Z and Z to A. That's how smart Excel is. So it has quickly recognized that you want to sort by alphabet. Now let's go back. Now from here, we want to sort, let's say we want to sort from smallest to largest in our data. So I can just click on it, and then you see that Excel has quickly sort our data from the smallest value to the largest value. Now also I may do it the other way around. I may sort from largest, that's ascending, largest to smallest. I want to click on it this way, and then you see that Excel has actually sorted our data from the largest to the smallest using this particular column. Also, you can sort with number, with alphabet, like I said. You can sort from A to Z, Z to A. Let me just click on this, and then you see that Excel has actually helped us to sort from the A to Z, that from the smallest alphabet to the last one. Now that's about that. Now, other thing that we can do is that we can use custom sorting. For example, if you come here and then you click on custom sort. Now if you click on this sort by, you see our header, all our header. So you can use any of these to sort. For example, let me sort by department. I want to sort from A to Z, that's the order. Let's say A to Z or A to Z. So, or I can even customize my list, but I can just sort from A to Z, and then I'll click on OK. And then you see that by department we have finance, and all of that. And if we go ahead after finance, we have human resources. So that's how efficient Excel is. So we can use all of this sorting to, we can apply all of this sorting to our work to quickly get one or two things. Now, other thing that we can do is that, for example, there are many times that we want to highlight, apart from pressing Ctrl A to highlight all, there are other custom highlight that we may want to do. For example, if I want to highlight this entire data set here, this is my data set, I may just do it this way, but this is not efficient enough, because sometimes you may have hundreds of thousands of data that you want to highlight. So the most efficient way to do that is that just click on where you want to highlight, the first cell of where you want to highlight, and press on your shift and control and your arrow key to the right, and shift and control again, arrow key down, and then automatically Excel highlight all your data set for you. So this is efficient, it saves time. So let me do it one more time. Your shift and arrow key, your shift and control key, press it down, your arrow key to the right and arrow key down, and then you highlight your entire data set. Now we can move forward. Let's move forward. Now let's go to filtering. Now filtering is essential. If you actually know how to use it from basic to advanced, you can literally get any insight from your data without formulas, without using any formula. Just by filtering, you can get a lot of things. Now let's take a look at some of these questions that we have there, so that we can learn that to actually learn how to filter our data. Now to filter, you want to apply this filtering icon. How do we get that? We have the filtering icon, as you can see. We have it here. You can just insert the filtering icon. You can just click on this funnel. You put in the filter, or if you go to data tab, you still see filter here. So this is the filter icon, just look like a funnel. It's on the data tab, and we also have it on the home tab as case. So once you have put in the filter icon, you simply click. For example, we want to look at the first question here that says, what is the location of employee with ID 1622? So if you want to quickly get that, you simply click on this filter icon, and then you type in that number 1622, and then you click on OK, and then quickly, Excel will bring out the data of that employee, and then we know that his location is in building 4 without us writing any formula. And if you look at, I want to clear it, just come here and click on clear filter. Now also the second question that says, you may want to use the second question, how many staff are in sales department? That's of course very easy. So you simply have to come to department, click on the filtering icon, and then you select sales. For example, I'll simply click here, and then I'll uncheck all. I'll select sales, and I'll click on OK. Quickly, we should be able to know the number of employees we can count by simply highlighting this way, and then we know from our status bar that there are 32 employees that are in sales department. Now we can go on and on as long as we know how to apply our filters. We continue to get our result. Now let's look at question 5 because of time. You can take a look at 3 and 4. I can take that as a practice. Now in question 5, so we want to look at the number of employees that are earning more than 8,000 USD. So to do that, you simply come to the salary column. This is where we want to work on, salary column, and then you click on it, and then you can select more number filters. Now once you select more number filters, you have all these options. So we want to look at those that are earning more than 8,000, because that is actually what our question says. We want to look at those that are earning more than 8,000. So we click here, we click on this filtering, we select more number format, and then we select greater than, and then we put in 8,000 because we want to look at those that are actually earning more than 8,000, and then we click on OK, and then you see all these employees are actually earning more than 8,000 USD in our data set. So with filtering, you can literally get all the answers that you need. I will click here, and then I will uncheck the filter, and then number 2, number 6, we want to look at between. This question, we want to actually check those that are earning between 3,000 and 5,000 USD. So we simply again go to our salary column, and then we select more number format, and then we select between. This is between. We want to look at between 3 and 5,000. So in this dialog box, we simply put our argument, which is 3,000, and then the other one is 5,000. So we click on OK, and then it gives us a range, the number of employees, their data, everything, those that are earning more between 3 to 5,000 USD, and then you have them. So that is basically filtering and sorting. Now you can go on and on to advanced filtering and all of that, but we'll still get there. But let's just limit ourselves to what we have now. Now, other thing that we can talk about is the freeze. For example, when you are working, and you can see once I scroll, my header, my header disappears along with my data. These are my header. These are the questions that I'm answering. So by the time I just scroll up, the header disappear. Now to prevent that, there are 2 things that you can do. You can either turn your data into a table, which we are going to talk about tables later, or you freeze your data. Now, if you want to freeze, for example, I want this upper stuff to stay visible. So what I will do is that I will click here, and I will go to the Fill tab. Under the Fill tab, I will click on Freeze, and then I'll click on this. Now with what I have done, this my header will remain visible, the header of my data will remain visible, these questions will remain visible, and then this column A will remain visible also. Take it out, just go back to the View tab and then click on the Freeze it, and then your data is back to normal. Now other things that we can do is that we can actually also hide, of course, split this particular workbook. For example, if I just click here and then I click on split, you can see it under the View tab. Split is under the View tab. You may want to divide it into maybe 2 or 4, so I can just click here. Let me just click here and then click on split, and then you can see that my workbook has been splitted into 2, and the 2 are of course visible. You can scroll up and down, left and right, and then also this you can scroll up and down, left and right to the second page. You can see that has been actually been splitted. I mean, you just want to click and take it out. Now other thing that you can do under the View tab when you're handling data is that you can hide it. If you click on hide, this entire workbook disappears. I don't see anything. You can just click on unhide, then it will show you which one do you want to unhide. This particular one, click on OK, then your workbook is back. It's back to normal. So there are other things that we can do under the data handling as we handle data in Excel. Now another thing that we can do is that we can divide our screen into 2. For example, if you want to divide your screen, you want to have maybe another Excel workbook, or want to have another entire tab on your other screen. You can split it. All you have to do is that just press on your window plus the arrow button, and then you see all the tabs that are open. I want to have this, and then you can see I have a Chrome browser open. I have an Excel file too open, so I can work on the 2 as I wish. For example, I can come here and type and all other stuff like that, and I can work here. So to actually return back, you only have to click on this, and then your work is back to normal. Now other things that we can do is that how do we move workbook, because this is actually a very important skill in Excel. Copy and pasting is allowed, but there are times that you may have to move an entire worksheet from a workbook to another workbook. So how do you go about all this if you want to actually do that? Now you can move, for example, if I want to move this particular worksheet, all I have to do is very simple. I simply have to right click, and then this is to move or copy. I want to move it or copy it. I have this dialog box. From here, for example, if I want to move it around within this dialog box, I want to create a copy, or I want to entirely move it, I can move it around. For example, this is where I have it. I can decide to move it to the first sheet on this particular workbook. If I click on OK, and then you see that it has actually come here to the first sheet on this particular workbook. Now I want to move it back. That is move. I want to move it back. Let me move it to the last. Let me move it here. Create. I want to just move it, and then I have it back to where we are. That's move. Now you may also want to create a copy of this same file, same Excel worksheet. So right click, click on move or copy. Let's say you want to move it to a new workbook completely. Just click here, this box. Let me put it up. Just click on this box and select new workbook, and then say create a copy. Now if you don't click on create a copy, it's going to move it entirely, but if you create a copy, you still are going to have a copy here. So I just want to click here, and then you see that I have that worksheet in this new workbook. So I've entirely moved it from the previous workbook to this particular workbook. So moving worksheet around is very essential. As you work in Excel, you are going to come across it. Now let's talk about flash fill. Now, a very important skill that you have to learn. Now let me give an example. For example, you may have a name. For example, in this data set, we have names. Both the first name and the last name are combined together. Let's say you want to split it. We can actually do that with the help of a flash fill in seconds, and we are done. So let me insert two name columns. Insert. Here, I want to have this as a first name. Let's say you want to split this full name, the first name and last name. Now that you can do that with the help of the flash fill. Now there are three ways in which you can access your flash fill. So let's go through it one after the other. Now what you have to do first is that simply type out the name at download paste. Now we have that. Now to actually now to use the flash fill, now what you have to do is that just click here and then go to the data tab. That's the first way in which you can access your flash fill. Go to the data tab and then you see the flash fill. Just click on it and then we have it. That you can see the names are there just in seconds, and then the names are there. So we can see that we have separated this full name into first name and then last name, and we've used just about 5 seconds to do that. So you can, that's one way of accessing your flash fill. Now another way is that you can actually, once you type out the first one and the last one like this, just click here and press on Ctrl E. That's the shortcut key, flash fill. Press on Ctrl E and then you have it. Excel is very smart and that's actually recognized the pattern, and then that's helped you to complete the rest. That's Ctrl E, activating the flash fill. Now another way you can, of course, as I said, the flash fill, the third one is that once you type out the first names like this, just drag it down this way. Once you drag it to the last, just leave it, and then on this small dot, just click on it and say flash fill, and then it is done. So the second one, drag it down and then just click on this small dot and then click on flash fill, and then this is done. Now let's talk about transpose. Now you may want to turn your data that are in vertical format to horizontal format and vice versa. That's the essence of transposing. Now looking at this data on the screen, we want to turn the in vertical format like this, and we want to turn it to horizontal format this way. So I can, of course, use my transpose by saying equals to transpose, and then I'll just reference the entire data set this way, and I'll press on enter, and then you see that the vertical format, this one, is now in the horizontal format this way, and then we have our staff ID to now this way. So you can see that's the essence of transposing. And also you can, apart from the formula, let me delete the formula. You can also use by just copy and pasting. I'll just say highlight my entire data set. I'm going to copy, Ctrl C to copy, and then on the home tab I can come to this clipboard or paste special. You can see paste special, and then I'll simply have to come here. Once I click paste special, and then this is transpose, as you can see it, that is transpose. You simply click and then my data has been transposed. Vertical now becomes horizontal. So that's the way to go about it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next lesson.